So there's a bit of a history game being played here where people don't want to be recognized and have their character shaped by everyone's shared perception over a long period of time as being less significant or just remembered as bad, right? And so there's this bit of this, I think that's really what kinging and queening is like, let's say a bunch of people know each other, right? And like, let's say a bunch of artists, right? They all want to be special. They all want to be the one, right? And there's one that blows up, right? There's one that blows up, and they all immediately become afraid that now their trajectory, their image is the idea that they weren't as special as somebody else, and they'll now be talked about in contrast to that person, right? And so there's this game being played of trying to make sure that your concept has more significance ethically and contribution-wise to life, so that it's remembered and carried on somehow, even after death. No, I don't think that makes sense. But yeah, it's the game that's been played, and that's in relationships too. Like, let's say, I don't know how to say this. Let's say somebody you used to date becomes a fucking superstar or some shit, right? And now, before that, whenever you all discussed each other, there was a relative sort of equalness to everyone, but because now one of your exes is a fucking superstar, your ex gets more importance, meaning that when it comes to the screen of history, seeing what's going on, and picking the main characters of the era, you are now just one of the exes of a main character. And that's really the game that everyone's trying to avoid. They want to be picked by the screen and have the most significance. And so that's really where I think this game of attacking each other's character and trying to make sure that at the end of every relationship you got the good character, you've got the good scene, you got the good screen, not just for sociological evolution, but just for the historical screen to pick who should get the significance of life, because somehow how you're remembered by history in the future does seem to be affecting how you get treated right now. And that's a real thing that I think I'm noticing and I'm figuring out. So yeah, that's also another reason why people would like choose to do shit like this, like dead end you and kill you and all that shit. So whatever. That B shit again. All right, so pretty much the reason that it's everyone wants to get picked by history to be a significant character is because we're all, well, not we all, but everyone's doing things to each other to try and get a one-up on them. Some people have taken a strategy of saying, that's what this is, nigga. I'm actually willing to do it. You're not, all this stuff. Some people are actively cutting others off, actively hurting others, and they're all doing it in the pursuit of becoming the famed one, the one who's got the significance from life, the one who's got the protection, the one who that when life looks at history and says this person was significant enough, let's hear what they have to say, that their story is the one that's going to get told. Because the thing is, if you're like a guy that's going around fucking pissing people off and attacking people and shit, and your story doesn't get picked, then likely, like, let's say one of the people that you were competing with and you cut off gets picked as being the most significant person of the time, right? Now, their story of you is what you'll now be remembered as in the significance of history. And so that's another reason why people do shit like this, try to cut you off and try to make you a criminal and try to make you, they try to make you something that life wouldn't pick. They try to make you a character that life wouldn't want to hear out. And that is pretty much to prevent history from picking significances that have negative connotations of them. So yeah, that's another reason. One of the best pieces of advice I can give you for having immunity to that screen, like I seem to have found, is just don't be a secret piece of shit, And I got my private stories of me fucking losing my temper and all that. But those stories are also connected to an obvious and real effort to make me lose my temper just so they can have those stories. So, I mean, and all that, just genuinely don't be a piece of shit. And I mean, like, don't be a piece of shit in the sense that you made mistakes. Don't be a piece of shit in the sense that when you haven't made mistakes, you still want everyone else to, like, fucking lose, and you talk shit on, like, in your mind, you talk shit, you hate people, and because you understand that what you're thinking is always going to be acted out. Even if you don't think it is, what you're thinking is always going to be acted out, even if you don't see it. So don't be a secret piece of shit. We're not talking about behind closed doors. We're talking about in your mind. Don't be a secret piece of shit. Don't be hating on people. Don't be fucking hoping people die. Well, don't be hoping outside of self-defense. don't be hoping that people fucking suffer, get embarrassed, get cheated on, get raped. Don't be hoping any of that dumb shit, all right? Don't be hoping any of that shit ever, right? And that's really what the secret is, to never having bad significance. Because, like, here's the thing, even if somebody that hates me becomes successful, it's also like, I'm still good. Like, no matter what, I'm still good. My story will always shine through, no matter what somebody says about me. So, you know how it is.